Nothing, everybody. What's up? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
Boom,
Man, it's
boom.
it's been a minute. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back, baby.
A lot of life happening, a lot of things going on in the world, a lot of travel. Uh yeah. Just a lot of everything, man. Before I get into it, I gotta say this, and you don't even know this is coming, but I want to give a shout out to my boy AJ Rollins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my boy AJ
I'd
Rollins.
imagine.
Uh for those of you who don't know, AJ was one of my best friends. 29-year friendship, and he'd been battling cancer for the last 7 years, and he fought hard, man. This dude, he fought tooth and nail, and in the end, it proved to be too much for him, and he passed May 12th. So he just had his birthday, April 16th, and I got to talk to him.
How old was he?
He was 49. He was 49. Okay. He just turned 49. He had his birthday April 16th. I talked to him that day. He was doing okay. He was a little out of it. He had a brain tumor, and it was affecting his, like, he was a little confused sometimes with some stuff. But it was good to talk to him. And then I spoke to him afterwards at length for about 30 minutes one day, which was great. And I got to go see him in the hospital. He was on a morphine drip, basically like hospice care in the hospital, and I got to go see him. And it was hard to see him like that, man. It was hard to see him like that. Can't take care of himself. Other people having to do everything for him, right? Everything. Yeah. I mean, I literally fed him with my hands, right? Oh. But I didn't feel bad about it because it was in service to my boy, right? Anything you gotta do, right?
So, I mean, my brother was 49 when he passed, man.
Oh man, that's tough. It's
cancer
so
is
young,
a motherfucker, man.
Man, it can be brutal, man. But he fought to the end, man. He held on. Even when he was on the morphine drip and he's kind of out of it. Like, I don't know if anybody out there has been around people who've been in hospice or been on a morphine drip. It looks like they're sleeping all the time. They're just kind of resting, right? It kind of dulls the senses and they're just relaxing. And there were times where it sounded like he'd be snoring, right? Like he'd be like, and then you say something, right? You say something like, for example, it's like, AJ, Reggie's here. And he goes, Reginald Hughes. Right? Like he comes out. So it's like that part of him was still in there. But I just want to share this story real quick, because this is how deep this love was for not me. This is not about me, but about this dude loved McDonald's, man. This dude loved McDonald's. This dude loved McDonald's. There was a point where they were like, well, he hadn't eaten anything. And he said, he goes, in his state of like being out of it, he goes, I'm hungry, right? And his wife had brought him a sausage McMuffin. Is that what they call it from McDonald's? A sausage McMuffin?
Yeah, man. What are you, not from this planet?
Man, I don't eat that shit. But right.
Still should hear or know what it is.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't go off that. I just want to make sure I said it right.
All right. You too cool for fast food. Go on.
I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to hey bro, I'm trying to LIVE. Okay. That's for the LIVE. Okay, so his wife
can't see you do sign language.
Yeah, no, they can't see me do sign language. So the people who aren't watching, you just missed me spelling out the word live in sign language, because I'm live and I'm living. No, but she brought him a sausage McMuffin, and he goes, I'm hungry. And I said, okay, well, you want some of this sausage McMuffin? And I kid you not, this dude does just like this. He goes, he's out of it. He's dazed, confused, and the mention of sausage McMuffin, and this guy goes like this. Did somebody say sausage McMuffin?
That's funny.
Dude, he literally sat up. He sat up and was like, eyes wide awake. I was like, oh shit, this is what we need, right? So I cut it up and I fed him, and he enjoyed it, man. So it was just kind of cool to have that moment. Even then, to be able to find some humor. But yeah, man, shout out to my boy. He passed. He left 2 sons, Aiden, and who's 15, and Alex, who's 12. I feel bad for the boys, and for his wife as well, and for his family. So condolences to all his closest friends and family, even myself. We say goodbye to him this Wednesday. Gonna have a celebration of life. And dude, I mean, when I say people are flying in from all parts of the country, hell, I'm surprised nobody's flying in from across the world. The dates have been changed, so it's hindered a lot of people, right? Because it was going to be a Friday, then it switched to a Monday, then it switched to a Tuesday, and now it's on a Wednesday at 1 p.m. And so it's difficult for some people to make it. But There are a lot of people, man. I've gotten so many stories from different parts of the world, man, from people who are just like, yo,
because
man,
he
this
played
dude,
international ball.
yeah, he played internationally for about 7 years. And just a big personality, man, big guy, larger than life, loud, funny. Sometimes he could be a little annoying because he would take a joke and he beat the hell out of that joke, right? He just grind the joke down, right? Like it's like, yo, man, that joke is 12 years old, man. Let it go. But he still would laugh, man. But the thing about AJ was this, man, is that he was always sincere, genuine, honest and true and heartfelt. And that's the thing that connected with everyone that crossed his path or crossed paths with him, right? I mean, he left an impression. I mean, I had one of my buddies hit me up and was like, man, some international players that I know that played against AJ heard the news and they're reaching out to send their condolences.
His opponents respected him that much.
Yes. So shout out to him, man. I'm sorry he's gone, but I'm happy about the time that we had. You got to meet him, Sal.
I mean, I felt bad for you, Reg. I really did, because you're my good friend, and I felt you in pain, and I felt bad. And then I got even emotional just thinking about him, because I didn't know him that well, but I've met him a lot more probably than most of your closer friends. And I remember that the first time I met him is when the first time I ever did a set in LA. He came to the Comedy Store, and we did that set in the Belly Room.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, AJ was great. Big dude. What was he, like 6'8", 6'9"?
No, he wasn't that. He was about 6'7", 6'6" and a half, 6'7".
I think a little bigger than that.
but his personality made him larger.
Yeah, he gave him a few inches. Personality of heels. But no, yeah, man, he was great. And yeah, man, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Sad to hear.
Yeah. Thank you.
Condolences.
So, and also another great that passed, I'm sure you're very sad about too. The great Jim Brown.
Oh, right.
The Cleveland Browner.
Put a little photo up of Jim Brown with it's a great photo of him and when he did a movie with Raquel Welch.
Oh yeah, the one where she's hanging on him. Yeah. Look at Jim Brown. Yo, man. He got to do it, man. I mean, that dude had a phenomenal football career, left early, left his career. Well, yeah,
so I was talking I worked this weekend with Tim Meadows, and I was talking about it, and I was like, you know, he's a sports guy, and I'm like, man, fuck Art Modell. He's part of the reason Jim Brown left. And I was like, man, remember that guy like pissed on Art Modell's grave? I'm like, a lot of Clevelanders like, all right, I can see that.
yeah. Oh wait, Jim Brown pissed on Art Modell's
No, not
grave?
Jim Brown. Some fan did.
Oh,
and people were like, but dude, Art Modell fucked that town so much. Like one thing he did is he took Paul Brown, who started the Browns, and, you know, kicked him out, and he went down to Cincinnati, made his own team. Okay. So then Jim Brown, and of course he sold the Browns. He fired Bill Belichick when he was our coach.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Browns had the greatest coach of all time, and we fired him before he did anything.
Hey man, that's how the cookie crumbles, right?
And then he moved the fucking team to Baltimore, and then they won a Super Bowl. And we should have got that draft pick, which was Ray Lewis. But anyway, you know, so a little piss fell on his grave. Who gave a shit? But this is what happened with Jim Brown. Jim Brown was a stud, right? And 9 years, he was the best. And I think out of 9 of those years, like almost all of them, he was in the Pro Bowl, whatever. So he's doing a film, The Dirty Dozen, in England, and the rain is shit, so he can't really get it done. And he goes, it's 2 weeks behind. And he goes, hey, Art Modell, I'm not going to be there training camp for 2 weeks, you know, because I got this movie. And Art Modell, the best player in the fucking league, wanted to show that he's still the owner, still the boss. I'm the white man standing over the powerful black man. And he goes, all right, missed training camp. That's $100 fine a day. And Jim Brown goes, all right, let me think about it. Sleeps on it, wakes up the next day, calls the press like, I'm retiring immediately.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's
fuck Art Modell.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah, man. How much disrespect, right?
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. He's like, all right, let me sleep
because he was going to play another year. He even said he was all set up. His contract was going to end the following year.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
$100 a day. Just imagine now with the amount of money these guys make.
Yeah.
If an owner was like $100 a day, they go, fine.
I mean, right no, I think in that though, it could have been $5 a day because it already would have meant nothing to him. Right. It was like, you gonna say that to me? You gonna disrespect me?
Yeah,
then I'm
come
out.
on, man. You got to work with me. Yeah, I'm out.
Hey, 9 years he gave to them. The best, won them championships. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there was another thing I read too. You know, Ernie Davis. You ever see the story? Ernie Davis was there's a movie about him. He was for Syracuse, okay? And he broke all of Jim Brown's records at Syracuse. And then he came to the draft, and the Browns drafted him and got him, but he started losing weight that right away before he ever even a game, and he had leukemia. And one doctor before was like, most doctors said he couldn't play. One doctor said he could in preseason, and Art Modell wanted to play him. But they ended up not. But then, it was leukemia, and then he passed not too long. But yeah, man, it's craziness, man.
It's crazy, man. But hold up, Jim Brown, I got to give him props, man. This dude, he stood up for himself, walked away from the game, and still had a great career as an actor. Also an activist, outspoken about, civil rights, human rights.
He punched the shit out of that alien in Mars Attacks.
Yes. And he also had one of the funniest lines in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, the Keenan Ivory Wayans movie.
Yeah.
The line where they're in the two lines. One where he's in the warehouse and he gets shot in the foot and he had a bunion. His toe was like throbbing. It was huge, right? And they're like, we got to go do something. And he goes, whatever you do. He's like, I don't care what y'all do, but whatever you do, you better not step on my bunion because I'll kill both of you. Right? And the other one is he's standing there with Isaac Hayes and Keenan Ivory Wayans is standing there, right? And the other dude who's the leader of the group comes in and he brings the young buck with him. And Jim Brown is looking at him. He goes, yo, the young fella's gonna be with us. He goes, nah, that's out, man. I mean, look at him. And look how he's looking at us, right? It's such a silly line, but it was this thing of like look at him. Like he didn't look like he fit. And then he commented on the way that he was looking at them, which I thought was freaking hilarious. So yeah, shout out to Jim Brown, man. 87, a black dude, a former NFL player, an actor who made it to 87 years old. A former NFL player, that's huge to make it at 87.
Yeah, and a running back. I mean, smartly because he left his fucking prime.
Yeah, he was smart. So shout out to Jim Brown, man, for everything that he did. And shout out to my boy AJ. So, all right, man. So this weekend you was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was telling Reggie I was a little excited before I got on because I was working on this Kid Rock joke I just wrote, and I just tried it out once on a mic, and then I went to this conservative town, pretty conservative, Appleton, Wisconsin. Which
hold on, can you say this before you don't leave this part out? Sal worked on this. He did it one time at an open mic with 8 comics. This is the part where people don't know, right? Like that's like the training facility for comics a lot of times is a barely empty or almost an empty room with just other comics listening.
Right. And that's why you gotta have faith in your own joke. Now there were stuff, but see, that's the thing. But that's what makes it hard, because it's really hard to see what works, because there were some lines and like it didn't work at the mic, and then I did it and it didn't work in the joke. So, but then there's other things, and there's another thing when you're performing for a crowd of like a sold out crowd, like I think 3 of the 4 shows are sold out this weekend. Tim Meadows, dude draws. It's great. So there's like, it was like 200 people or whatever. When you're building that and you're trying to get that certain responses, but that's really hard to fucking do with the mic with 8 people. And so you'll do it, and comics know and they're just staring, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
well, you know what I mean, if I recall my days, I never had a hard time with 8 comics. That was always great for me. No, I'm joking.
Comics are such haters too, especially in LA. It's definitely,
I don't even know if they're haters as much as they're just really in their own heads thinking about their
half the time they ain't even paying attention.
They're not paying attention. They're just waiting on their chance to get up in front of the 8 people. Actually, which probably 7, because after your set, you leave, right?
Well, you can't. So in LA, what they do, you pay $5 for 5 minutes, and everybody stays, and it's a 50-minute mic. And that's the deal.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And so at first I was like, fuck you. I'm going to pay for open mic. So then I went to a mic. There's 2 mics within walking distance of mine. The other one I walked to, it's free. Gregward's told me about it. I get there before everybody. I get up there. I sign up. And that's the one I wait 2 hours. And for some reason, everyone gets their time before me. And then finally, it was a tarot card thing. So everybody had to read tarot cards. And it's like 7 minutes set. It's not, and then they go into their bits. It's just drawing it out. It's taking forever. I don't even get my chance. I have to go on stage with another comic. And it's just all this shit. And then you're there for 2.5 hours. You're tired. And I'm like, you know what? I'll pay $5, do my 50 minutes, get my 5, and get the fuck out.
Wow.
That's LA. That's LA.
Wow.
Yeah, man. There's a million comics here, man.
Hey, dude, this is why. I mean, okay, we're going to get back to the Tim Meadows stories, but first, let's address this. You should start another open mic, or you should start a mic.
Yeah, you could start. I mean, I don't want to deal with a mic. When I had a show, that was the best. And, you know, I could try, I got to try, you know, maybe do another show, but yeah, that's the best.
I mean, because I'm like, if you're charging comics for stage time,
oh, it's insane down here.
Dude, you can
and I'm gonna tell you this, man. Not even that. Like to sign up for it, you sign up on online, which is really nice. It's really quick and easy. This thing, they slot it. A lot of times they're all packed. There's only 9 slots, and they're all filled, especially at better times. And I was like the one, like I had to sign up like 4 days ahead, and it was like a Friday, like at 1 p.m. or something, right? So I go in there. I'm like, wow, this one was packed for a week and a half. It's just all the comics who signed up. That's it.
So, oh my God. So you mean to tell me that you pay $5 for 5 minutes to perform in front of 8 comics? And it's not even, they're not even guaranteeing an audience. No, they're not guaranteeing nothing, an audience. Bro. They don't even have a following, and they're charging you. You might as well just do the open mic outside in a parking lot. Just bring a microphone and an amp and stand outside.
Yeah, I will. I mean, it does help. You got to go through the motions. You know what I mean? Like, so it does help. Like, okay. No, even if they're not, you know what I mean? If it's just comics, you still gotta, you know, work the timing and the set and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, some people are cool and give back, which a lot of them, some of them do, which is really cool. And the guy who runs it, he's very generous, and he's always, you know, because he knows, you know, he's like, yo, and he really pays attention. So but you know, it's fucking comics. Man.
So it's like a writing session. It's like a workshop for comics.
Kinda. I mean, he does do it. One of the open mics he does, they call it that, and he does that, but I don't do that. I just want to work on my shit. But yeah, man, dude, it's a whole different beast now, man.
Yo, I think you should really try to monetize
comics because of online and shit. Well, I thought about it when I had my show, but I don't want to deal with it, dude. Because here's the thing, and this is why open mics draw more of an audience than just comics. They draw all the head wounds too. They draw everything. And you know what I mean? And I don't want to have to deal with that for 2 hours to make $5 off a head. I don't give a shit.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? Now, my own show, that's different. Okay. Because then I can put on who I want, and it's good comics. And the most fun I had when I did my show was, besides like if a joke worked, was hanging out with people I hadn't seen in a while. So I just have a lot of my friends and shit, you know? So that's, you know, but anyway.
Okay. Hey, look,
I'm telling you, down here, I've seen the open mics. It's a lot of garbage.
Yeah, no,
it's deal with that, dog.
It's tons. It's LA. What is it? 3 point something million.
I make money off of garbage.
Yeah, I feel you. But I mean, geez, man. But it's one way to generate some stage time.
A lot of guys, though, do. I know comics who make money, try to make money doing it. But even they, you know, you could say, they don't really have an audience. Honestly, bro, I've been to so many, and so many are hard to get into. And I've been on the cool one that was up on a roof, and there was an audience, but they still don't listen. So it's just like,
jeez.
I mean, it's, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, and especially in LA, unless you're famous, they're looking at their phones. They don't give a fuck.
Jeez. All right. So just to our audience, I hope you guys are listening to this. If there are any aspiring comedians out there listening to this, I'm just saying it ain't all glitz and glamour.
No.
Right? Like, if you're watching Netflix and you're watching everyone's special and you think that's what it is, nah, man, this is it. What he's talking about right now is being in the trenches of just trying to get 5 minutes. Just trying to get 5 minutes to just talk about just express a couple of ideas and get hopefully some feedback. Right. So it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of writing. And
that's also why I was so impressed how well the joke did. Because not only is it in a conservative area, which I love that conservatives laugh at Kid Rock too. And then and just to get a good response from it, it felt good. And there were still parts of it that could have done way better.
So do we get to hear some?
Yeah,
of
I'll put it online tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, one more thing before you go, or before we move on. Shout out to Sal Kalani for having a video go viral with 1 million plus views.
1 million views. We did it. And that was funny. I was telling Meadows what you said, because I'm like, yeah, man, it went 1 million. Because I was telling him about it in Nebraska. I'm like, yeah, I just put this video up. It got like 20,000. And he's like, oh, okay. And then I was like, yeah, remember that video I was telling you about 2 weeks ago? It's at 1 million. He's like, what? Like, you got 1 million views.
1 million views.
I was like, well, I was like, you get these comments and people say stuff. And I was like, I didn't do that. I'm writing back. And I'm like, yeah, my buddy Reggie's like, hey, people who are at that, you don't respond if you're at that level.
Right. Exactly. Because everyone's got an opinion and a comment, right? You can't respond to everybody. You can't take it personally. But I will say this is a testament. Sal's got a video that went viral with 1 million plus views, and it's a testament. And the joke is about Star Wars and Luke Skywalker. This is a testament to how deep the Star Wars fandom runs. They heard Luke Skywalker.
Maybe it's just how funny it is. It was just like, God, that's just so funny.
It's funny, but it's about Star Wars, and these people were like, oh, hell no. It was sacrilegious.
Well, it was unique too. Isn't it? Comparing Luke to Bin Laden. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish Mark Hamill would have saw it and responded.
Well, all I know is that you got 1 million views. I've never put out anything that's gotten 1 million anything.
That was weird. It was crazy. I was
apathy,
like, it was just,
right? Yeah. No thumbs up, no thumbs
in a week. It did it in a week.
In a week.
Like 8 days, honestly. It was 8 days. I was like,
man.
Wow.
Dude, people just letting you know, hey man, do not mess with my Star Wars.
That's what they're saying. Well, that was the thing. I mean, most people loved it, which was cool. Right. A lot of people liked it and got it. But then I told you how some people would be like, well, you're a fascist? Is that what you're saying? No, dummy. I'm trying to make a stupid joke.
They don't know what fascism is. They're just repeating buzzwords.
Words. Yeah.
Pretty soon they're gonna be like, you're a socialist, or you're a socialist and a fascist. Like,
get out of here. Yeah, it's like, shut up. Shut up.
But you had a good time working with Tim Meadows.
Yeah, so I had a couple. 2 stories. Okay, here we go. First story. So the Appleton, there's no direct flight to this place. It's like a half hour outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Oh, did I already say how Trump won this county by 10 points over Biden, right? Yeah, in 2020. Wow. And but then we still laugh at Kid Rock, which I love. So anyway, so flying there, I first go into Minnesota. So what I do is, it's only a couple of days, so I put on my clothes I'm going to wear in my backpack, and then in my carry-on I fill it with my merch, right? and so
you got to make that money.
You got to make that.
That's money. The other one to anybody listening. You got to have merch.
You got to have merch. And I'm going to tell you, man, I did t-shirts for years, but these cat shirts are really doing okay in both areas, which I love. In San Francisco and Nebraska, they both love it. So that's what I love. I bring in the country together, Reg. That's all I'm trying to say.
With a rat cat t-shirt. It's a rat cat. It's a cat that looks like a rat.
Don't you be talking about waffle like that, Reg.
Half rat, half cat.
So
they get it because they never seen anything like that before. Yeah. They're like, what is this? A rat? A rat?
So I don't check shit because I don't want my stuff, not making it or whatever.
Okay.
So I put it in the carry-on, and then I'm like a couple rows behind. I put it in the overhead, and then I'm a couple rows behind because it's filled or whatever. And I'm sitting there, and as the plane lands in Minnesota, the thing pops, and I see this guy with this mustache pop the overhead open, and I look, and we both have the exact same bag. And because I knew I have a common gray bag, it's covered in 3 stickers. One on the back, one on the front, one on the side, right?
You don't put a yellow tag or something.
I did it this time. I did on the flight back, Reg.
Yeah, because you got to put something distinguishing on your suitcase.
Doesn't even, it does, because there's 2 bags exactly like, doesn't even think twice, just grabs mine, whoop, and gone. And so I see it happen. And I go, oh, that's my bag. And all these people on the plane turn around and look at me, except him. He's gone.
No. Okay, go on. You
and I'm like, so then I just grab his bag off because I'm like, well, I'll go grab him and switch it, right? Dude, I get out there, it's pandemonium. The Minnesota airport, everybody's spread everywhere. There's all these gates, there's trains, he's gone. I can't see him. It's like,
you got to go to baggage claim.
Well, I don't have time. I have a connected flight in a half hour.
Oh, you got to. Oh, wow. Okay.
So then I go back to the gate. I'm like, well, there's this guy's bag. I'm like, and he took my bag. I saw him take my bag. They're like,
is his name on there? They can
nothing. His isn't marked either.
Oh my God. Who are you? What are you guys, savages? Have you guys never traveled before? Who are you? I just learned something new about you.
So then the attendant guy opens his bag. There's nothing in there to say who he is. And then I'm fucking distraught. I'm like, this is my merch. This is how you really make money on the road. I'm fucking
you can sell that guy's clothes.
Oh yeah. I call him Des. She calms me down a bit. I'm like stressing. I'm like, I can't believe it. And I'm going to the next flight. And then I get a text, or I get a Venmo message. I checked my email right before the flight's about to take off because I left his bag with them. And it's a Venmo request, and it's Randy Sklar of the Sklar brothers, the comedian.
No way.
And he had a show, one of the twins. Wow. He had a show in Minnesota that weekend he was doing with his brother. And so he quickly, that's why he was in such a rush to get off. We landed at 7:55. I imagine the show was at 8.
Oh, wow.
And then as he gets there, and he sends me a picture too, where he pops open the bag and there's nothing but my cat shirts. And luckily my Venmo thing was in there for people who want to buy shirts.
Oh, wow.
And so then that's how he messaged me. And then luckily I had no show that night. And so he did his show and he returned my bag to the airport that night. And then they got it on a flight to me the next day. So then luckily I got it just in time before the shows on Friday.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. That's crazy. And it worked out.
And dude, it worked out. And it's kind of good that a comic came across it. I will say this though. He took one of your shirts. No. He wrote in the message, he wrote, hey, this is Randy Sklar. I sat in this seat. I think you took my bag. Well, I don't know. Like, I saw you take mine.
Exactly. You should have let him know. Like, no, buddy. I'm the one that said, hey, buddy, you took my bag and you bolted with my t-shirts. And you know what you should have responded to him. And then when you responded, you should have said, hey, and by the way, you took my bag. And by the way, you took one of my shirts too. I'm gonna need $20.
you owe me 20. So it all worked out, but good Lord, it was stressful, man.
Wow. That's what's the saying that that Leonardo DiCaprio says in Django, where he's talking to Django and the attorney, and he goes, you had my interest, but now you have my attention. Right?
This was great about Tarantino films, the dialogue. I mean, everyone shits him on the violence and the racism, but his dialogue is so memorable.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. I mean, that's how I felt about that story. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you had my attention with, oh yeah, my bag got stuff. And then all of a sudden it was like, what? You couldn't find him? He ran away?
It was, dude, when I ran out of that airport, and it was just
pandemonium. I love that word. It was pandemonium.
It
was like the apocalypse, right?
I was wrecked, bro. I was wrecked.
Oh man, but that's a great story, man.
Then you get hard on yourself too, because you're like, well, then how bad are you as a comic that just one weekend without your t-shirt sales, you're this distraught and destroyed? But that's what it is, you know?
Yeah, no, because it's part of your livelihood, man, right?
But yeah, it was cool.
Luckily it was a comic though.
Yeah, I know, that was the thing. I was telling someone too, but I was like, wow. Yeah, because he could relate and he got it back to me right away, which was cool, you know? Right. So he really, and he's like, hey, I hope you sell all this. Like, he was really cool. So thank you. Shout out to the Sklar brothers.
Shout out to the Sklar brothers. You should have hit him up like, hey man, and I'm available.
Right? Yeah, like, what you got? Yeah,
exactly. I can open it for you and your brother.
No, I couldn't. I had to get to Appleton.
Well, I'm just saying some other time. It's like, yo, you stole my, don't even say you took my bag. You say you stole my bag. So I think the way to make amends is to hook me up with a week to open up.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, since you're stealing people. And hold up, just for the record, it would be two comics that have matching bags, but no identifying information on the
bag. Is that
No
funny?
name
You're
tag.
like, well, don't you guys ever travel? I'm like, no, we travel all the time.
Exactly. I'm like, my bag
especially him.
It's got a name tag on it, and it just has my name and my number, no address, right? So you can hit me up.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
well, you know now
I blew that. I'm gonna definitely get. I pulled one on there on the way back. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. All right. So now, what's the second story? Sal's got 2 stories for us today, guys.
Oh, so the next one. Never saw this in comedy before. This was crazy. So it was Friday, second show Friday. Okay. We're doing it. And shout out the Skyline Comedy Club. Treated you great. It was awesome. Dude, you like, yeah, Wisconsin, this green room, bro. They had this whole like thing of little shelves you pull out, filled with whatever snacks you wanted. All the chips, all the candy bars,
all the sugar, dude. All the salt, all the diabetes, all the sodas, all the heart disease,
all the waters, whatever you wanted.
All the high blood pressure.
Yeah. So second show Friday, I do a set, and then Meadows goes up, and he's up there for a while. It's only towards the end of his set. And all of a sudden, like everyone's like, "What?" And this woman's like, Brandon, call 911.
No.
Yeah.
There was a medical emergency.
Yeah. So, and then so Meadows, what's that? You're breaking up. What'd you say?
Oh, you froze for a second. Okay. I said there was a medical emergency during the show.
Yeah. So, and so this woman's like, call 911, stands up, and Tim, man, what a pro, man, handled it like a champ, dude. Because like he's like, all right, well, everyone calm down here. Let's give him some space. The house lights came on. The staff and security comes in. I mean, the club handled it very professionally. Someone's calling the medics. This guy, basically he passed out. Like he was fine. He was a young guy. His girl freaked out though when she saw him pass out. Stand up and
wait, he passed screaming. Out from what though? Like from sitting too long?
I don't know. It could have been drinking. Who knows? Drugs? Okay. Who knows? Nobody knows. But when he was done, he walked out, and then the medics came, and met him afterwards. I'm like, I'm glad that didn't happen during my set.
Oh yeah, especially you.
And then Tim had some great lines too. He handled it, and it was good, man. It was good, and it was crazy, dude. That would have been a tough.
That's scary
position.
Though. That's scary.
Yeah, it was a weird. It just because everyone's everything, and they just stopped everything, and then of course it's even hard to get back in it. He did a little more, and then that was it.
Yeah, but then honestly though, considering it wasn't anything serious. Right. If it's a stroke or a heart attack.
If it was something bad, you definitely not going to do
then it's hard to come back. But you say a young person who passed out, then you go, okay, well, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, right. Who knows, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or you say something silly like, man, y'all got to have a limit. Y'all need to have a 1-drink limit because 2 drinks is obviously too much, right? Like you say something funny and quick.
Yeah. You go, he did. Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then some guy, it was just. Yeah, well, some guy's like, Tim, trying to get his attention while he's like, because the house lights are on. It's like, what are you doing? He's clouding this guy.
That's funny. I'm just glad that you weren't on stage because, you can be so harsh, right?
I'm like, so hard.
You're like, yo, this guy's trying to steal my moment.
Yeah, you better not be fucking up my t-shirt sales.
Exactly. And they're like, he just died. You're like, well, he couldn't wait till after the show. Or you say, "Hey, folks, buy a memorial shirt to remember this night when what's his name, Ryan? When Ryan Davis passed away, these were the shirts." I'm like, "Oh my goodness,
that's crazy,
heartless, bro."
He's focused. Funny.
All right, man. Well, that's cool. So it's fun working with Tim Meadows, huh?
Dude was great, man. Great guy. He, and I want more people to know about him. Stand up, go check him out. He. In the last show, he's pretty loose. And someone, I'm not gonna get into it, but like somebody like heckled, threw a heckle on him. Not a harsh heckle, but kind of like, and like a ex-wife kind of heckle. And fucking Tim, man, like a professional, come around and bam, did so good. The crowd was just, I was like, this dude Because you forget this guy came from improv. This guy came to improv and he's seen, and he, to turn something that some guy was trying to be a dick about. He was like fucking, Neo, dude, just Matrix, and pow. And I was like, where's he gonna go with this? And I was like, this guy's good. This guy's good.
Hey, yo, seriously, man, to handle hecklers, it's a skill. It's an art.
Right.
Especially if it's something
he's been
like
he's been on stage forever. You know what I mean?
His entire
so
life,
it's
basically.
not so it's not new. It's new to me because I haven't seen it in this forum.
Okay. Well, when you said ex-wife stuff, I was thinking, was it the ex-wife?
No, nothing like that.
Or was it like the ex-wife's brother or something?
In Appleton, Wisconsin.
And you screwed over my sister. You son of a bitch. She didn't even get half. She only got a third. Right?
No, not like that. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. People are people. I've gone to the two of the most conservative places I've ever performed this month in Nebraska and small town Wisconsin, and they were awesome. They loved me. They were dope. They're good people. Yeah,
there's hope for the future.
Holes here and there, but dude, the problem is we give too much of a microphone to the loudest who happen to be the most ignorant instead of just like, that's not the majority of America.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And technically people go to comedy clubs, pretty cool, I feel. Because that's a different art form that you kind of have to, appreciate in a certain way.
Right. Well, they say the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right?
Right.
So the thing that's making the most attention, the most noise or most racket is going to get the attention. So so it's not surprising.
It's whatever. Stupid time in America. But and then on the way back, I had typical. We all get on this I go from my flight was at 6:30 in the morning. I had an Uber pick me up at 4:45 a.m. Uber drivers tell me how he had to sleep in his car. His wife didn't come home last night, and then it's his third divorce. And holy shit, dog!
Yo, he's not doing a good job of picking them.
I'm like, yo, bro, just drive straight. Don't go off the road.
Yo, straight up, he's like your donkey in that joke. Right? It's like, geez. At 4:45 in the morning, he's like, my wife didn't come home.
There's a lot to handle. I'm on 2 hours sleep. So then we get I get there and I fly in to Minnesota. Fucking Minnesota, man. And we all get on the next flight. I'm like, I timed it perfect. I was like, fucking Chick-fil-A. You see the sign, like, all right, that'll be a good little breakfast. I mean, sorry, gay people, but I just need that biscuit going down the plane. Nope, closed Sunday. We're praying the gays go to hell. I'm like, shit. So then there's this other bagel place, but there's a huge line. I'm like, I don't want all that. I don't, my stomach's hurting. I don't just want something small. There's a bar. I go in there. I'm like, let's give me a side of toast and 1 egg and a screwdriver. And it was perfect. I have have the little drink, a little OJ. I'll be perfect. Maybe I could fall asleep on this longer flight home. We all get on the plane. It's hot as fuck on this plane. It's just like long tube. It's hot. I'm all
they didn't leave the air on?
They're like, can you open the airs? Can you close your windows? We're trying to get this thing going. And then we're just sweating. I had a hoodie on and a hoodie's off because it was like early in the morning. Roll my sleeves up. I'm sweating, dude. This woman gets on the plane. Oh boy, it's a Jesus woman, right? Why do I say that? She's got the Jesus bracelets. She's got the Bible in her hand. She's got Jesus written on her hand on her tattoo. And it's funny how words change now because I see Jesus tatted on your hand. I just think anti-vax. Better keep this mask on. This is the worst. She's sitting next to me like this. Like the whole time, man.
Oh, she's nervous. Like, she's anxious.
Yeah, man. And some people need, fine, I'm not going to judge. You need that for whatever you're going through, fine. But it doesn't help. And then it's hot. And then they go, sensor's broken, can't fly. Everyone's got to get off the plane, go on another plane. That's on the other side of the airport. We go all there and there. And then, finally she comes back. And God's testing our patience today.
No, I'm like, God is testing your patience. He's testing your patience, not her.
I'm like, someone's getting tested.
Yeah, I think it's you.
Yeah. So then you get back, And goddamn LA traffic on a Sunday for a reason in the afternoon is insane. So it takes over an hour to get back. It's just like, ugh. Ugh. But hey, thanks for a good time, Appleton.
Yeah, really. I went to Birmingham and my travel was easy for the most part. Only hard time I had was my flight got in a little bit early. I got in like 9:45, 9:50, and I went to Hertz to go pick up my car.
Yeah.
And when I show up, when I get to the on the airport premises, the rental company, there have to be, no exaggeration, I don't know, 40 to 50 people waiting for cars.
Oh my God. Yes. What in the fuck?
Yes. And so when I walk up, I go, wait, hold up. Are you guys in line? They're like, no, we're waiting for cars. They don't have, one guy goes, they don't have any cars. And I'm like, oh, damn. Long story short, I got there at 9:50. I didn't get my car till 12:30 a.m.
What, you just sat there at the airport the whole time?
Hey, dude, what choice did I have? I needed a car. I can't go anywhere without the car. So I sat there.
Why was there no cars?
Because it was late, dude. Okay, so this is what it was. There was one rental agent working the counter, and there was supposed to be 3 people in the back, like taking care of the cars. Well, of those 3, one was like, yep, that's my time. I'm out. And they left. They were like, I'm off. It was like, damn, all these people who waiting for cars. I'm not getting paid to stay here after my time. So they left, right? So now you got 2 people trying to prep the cars for everybody. And then of those 2, one stayed for maybe like a half hour, maybe 45, a half hour, maybe 45. And then was like, yep, well, that's my time. I'm off the clock.
These people.
I know, it was all bad. So then they go from 3 car preps to 2 to 1. And the one guy, he stayed and got overtime because he was like, I can't leave you like this. Because she would have, the rental agent would have been trying to write contracts and then go out and vacuum and clean up the cars and get them prepped. So one guy stayed, and but it worked out for me in the long run because I reserved a small SUV, but I ended up getting a bigger one, a Dodge Durango, which was really nice actually. I'd never driven one before. It was nice and spacious, and based on the stuff I had to do at the house, it worked out fine because I had plenty of room to put cabinets in the back and travel. So it worked out in the end. But yeah, I sat there from like 9:50 to 12:30.
You can't have that at a rental company. Sometimes I like this. I go do the Medford, and you get off the airport, and the rental places are like little closets. And even on a Sunday, if it's not there, you just put in your thing, or no, like they'll give you the key, and then you just walk out to a parking lot. It's already there. You just grab your car. And if they're not there on a Sunday, you just drop it in a mailbox.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Well, this is the funny thing for me was I'm sitting there, and I don't know, you know me. There's conversation, right? I end up meeting people, whatever the case may be. I'm sitting there, and it's getting late, and this other couple shows up, an older Black couple, and they kind of asked like, "Hey, what's going on?" I kind of explained to them they were having an issue earlier. No, they didn't have any cars. This place was packed. I'm still waiting for mine. I'm like one of the last people to get it, right? Wow. Even these people who came in before me, came in after me. This couple that I'm about to tell you about, they got their car before me.
Dude, what? How come?
Because
you had
waiting.
A specific.
Yeah, she was like trying to get me a specific vehicle, and then she was like, "Well, I was able to get you a larger one and upgrade you in the luxury vehicle, and blah blah blah." But the thing that was funny to me was that I'm sitting there talking to this couple, and actually I'm talking more to the guy, and it actually, let me rephrase that. He's just talking to me, right? He's talking to me. And I kind of interject and I go, "Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay."
You guys, this is very rare that Reggie's not the one doing all the talking, but go on.
They can replay this episode and they'll.
Yeah, I talk a lot on here. You're right. All right, but that's me. But most people in the world, when you see Reggie.
No, it's not that I talk. It's that they listen. They tell me. They ask me to keep going. And go, please share more stories.
Please tell us more, Reggie.
Please tell us more about this amazing life that you've lived. And I go, not so amazing. But the funny part was that I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this guy, and it has to be maybe 30 minutes, 35. And he's talking. He's telling me about where he's from. He's telling me what he's been through. He's telling me
it's
where
like
he's
me
going.
and the Uber guy. You just sit there and listen.
He's talking. And I can get in every word, every other word, or every few minutes I can kind of get in like, really? Oh wow. No. Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's great. Oh yeah, I've been there. Oh, nice. That's what you got to do. who else is gonna do it, right? Like those are the responses, right? Like yeah. And I could tell, yep, that's right. And at the end, he goes, man, you know, I can tell you're my type of dude, man. I really enjoy talking to you. Yo, here's my business card. Stay in touch, man. Straight up. I got his card right here. He gave me his business card. He goes, stay in touch. He's like, I think we could really, you know, really connect and maybe work on some things together, whatever. And I'm thinking, this dude doesn't know me. But apparently,
like, you're good at letting me talk.
Exactly. I'm like, you don't even know my name, bro, but you're like telling me to stay in touch. You don't know anything about me. You don't know where I'm from. Funny. But because my listening skills were so good, he was like, yo, I think we could be best friends.
That's funny. That's funny.
So yeah,
I don't understand. Like, that annoys me. If your one thing is a rental car, you know, the rental car. Like, I went to Starbucks the one morning. And I'm like, yeah, let me just get a small black coffee. All right. Can you wait like 5 minutes? We got to brew some coffee. No. This is Starbucks. Such a one thing.
Hey, dude. Remember that joke I used to do about Subway?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I was like, I went to this really nice restaurant. I get to the counter and the young lady says, how can I help you? And I said, yeah, I'll take a cold cut combo on wheat bread. And she goes, we don't have any bread.
That's right.
And I said,
right.
oh, okay, well, oh, you don't have any wheat bread. Okay, well, I'll take Italian. And then she goes, no, we don't have no bread. And I'm like, well, why are you open? Right? And why are you asking me what I want like you got bread? Right? Like, yeah, it's like if you go to Starbucks, that's what they do. They brew coffee and you go in, yo, let me get a small coffee. And they go, yeah, we ain't got no coffee.
Wasn't like, your joke? You put it on your hand. You're like, no.
Oh yeah, it's like, well, can you just put the meat and bread on, put the meat on my hands
cheese
or whatever?
on your head.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
no, olives too many.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, let me get some turkey and ham. Okay, let me get some lettuce, some tomatoes. Let me get some black olives. No, that's too many black olives. That's too. That's it. Let's start over, right? You gonna put the ham and cheese on my hand? So yeah.
All right, Reg, that was good up. Let's close this out.
All right, sounds good. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today.
Can we get a guest next week before you do that?
Actually, you know, since you like to include our audience in our behind the scenes discussions,
they enjoy.
I do have. There's a friend of mine that the person that I work with at Stanford for the workshop.
You mentioned her.
Yeah, Professor Tar. She's a Stanford professor, really accomplished in a lot of different things. She and I have talked about it, and she's down for it. She's got her schedule's kind of busy right now, so we'll have to figure out dates. But she's definitely on she's on a short list of people. And I think that we should probably still reach out to Nico. I can reach out to Roy again, but I feel like Roy is so busy right now. I knew after the correspondence dinner that he was going to be super busy because he's on tour right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on tour.
But he might be fine with that because sometimes comics prefer it while they're on the road because they got nothing to do during the day.
Yeah, that's true. I'll shoot him a text and see.
I mean, we could always adapt to their schedule too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, whatever. That's all. You had another one?
Well, no, I was going to say, because there's a couple of names that we had mentioned that I was thinking, I hadn't reached out to him again, although that initial contact, he was all open and ready to go. And that was Festus, but but I look at him, he's super busy too. Like I look at his schedule.
Well, the Warriors thing is done now though.
Yeah, that's true. So I should reach out to him again.
Fucking basketball right now. How are the two conference finals both 3-0 right now? And the teams that both people thought were going to win are down and pretty much out.
No. I'm not going to say that the teams that they thought people were going to, not the teams that people thought were going to win. I think it was the teams that people wanted, right?
I don't know though. Boston is definitely people thought was a better team than Miami without Hero, but
that's true. That's true.
But Butler's guys are answering.
Oh, dude, they are. I mean, these guys are knocking down shots. They look like
it's insane.
They look like the 2013, the 2014. They're like the 2014 San Antonio Spurs against Miami. They're knocking down everything, dude. They're shooting at, it seems like they're shooting at like 60% or something.
That's crazy, 70%. Man. Meanwhile, D'Angelo Russell is minus 45.
Yeah, he can't throw it in the ocean right now. I mean, the world wanted to see Lakers against Celtics. Yeah. So much history
because they both have 17.
They got who would get that?
Yeah, that would be huge.
That would be
no
huge.
one want to watch the Nuggets and the Heat.
Hey, hold up though. Just for the record, the Nuggets, dude, Jamal Murray is for real.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah, Nikolai Jokic, that dude is legit. I mean, look, this is what I'll tell you right now. This is what I'll tell you right now is the Lakers are a team of individuals, right, trying to gel, and the Nuggets are a team, like a full-fledged team.
Yeah, they've been together for a while.
They've been together for a while. They've gelled at the right time. Their role players execute their roles perfectly, right? They know their roles, they know what they're doing, and they deliver. They know who their stars are, and both of their stars are in their primes and playing exceptionally well. They're playing at a high level. Dude, to see Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter going for like 20 points, I mean, I'm talking about he giving you whatever you want. He giving you step back threes. He giving you mid range. He's finishing at the rim. He's taking people off the dribble. He's penetrating, kicking, and popping. Dude, the dude, he's in his bag right now. And then Nikolai at 7 feet. The dude, what he passes like John Stockton. He shoots like Steph Curry. Right? It's like, and it's watching them. For me, I feel like I'm watching San Antonio. Right? Watching old school.
Yeah, those lucky bastards won the damn lotto. Oh, I wanted anyone but them.
Really? Oh, dude.
They've got enough. I want it to either Detroit's been horrible or the Hornets. Let them get it. You know, these teams are notorious.
Yeah, but they don't develop players the same. You know, San Antonio, they develop some great players.
Yeah, but a guy this good, you don't need to develop.
Well, hold up. No. Yes, you have
you need, but now he's gonna have a huge advantage with Pop as his coach.
Hey man, look, you got to remember too, this dude has been playing in Europe, and he's how old is he? He's still a kid, right?
What is he, 19? I'm not sure.
I think he's 19 or 20.
Wemby's the number one pick, everyone. He's a 7'5" basketball player or something.
Yes.
And he could play like a guard. It's insane.
It's insane. But you know who came before him that was like that? Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson was 7'4" and was considered guard-like with his skills and athleticism.
He was the number one pick like the year Jordan got picked, right?
No. Victor Wembanyama. He's 19 years old, dude. He's 19. No, Ralph Sampson came out. Ralph Sampson was before Jordan. But, you know, being that tall, it's hard on the body, man. It's hard on the joints and his knees. I mean, he had a handful of really good seasons where he kind of lived up to expectations, and then he was marred by injuries his whole life. So when you get to this point where you got a kid he's only 7'2", right? He's not 7'5", but he's Shaq height, but he moves like Kevin Durant, shoots the ball. I just don't know if his body can sustain that level of play for that long with that type of height, right? Because 82 is one thing to play in Europe where you're playing like an equivalent. The professional season in Europe is equivalent to like the college season. So like you may get 36 to 38 games, right?
That's what they say about the Cavs. They weren't ready for the playoffs because they haven't played longer like that. But it's what? You know, a few more games. It was the first round.
30. If you go from 36 to 82, if you just double 36, that's only 72 games. Yeah, right? That's true. 2 seasons, right? That's plus, and don't even make it to the playoffs because then, and if every series is a 7 series game, right?
Yeah, that's
a 7-game series. So we'll see how his body holds up because he's 19, he's young, so he
better hit the weights like the Cavs 7-footers have to do because they're getting pushed around.
Okay, but all right, so I'm glad you said that because the Cavs 7-footers need to hit the weights because they play on the block, right? They're in the paint.
But how's this guy not going to be in the paint? He's 7'5".
Dude, he can't be in the paint. He's too small. And the way his game is set up, I know, but he's like Kristaps Porzingis.
What position does he play? Power forward?
No, he's like center? A 2 guard or something crazy.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude, he's like he's not a center. This kid, you're talking about he moves like Kevin Durant. He takes people off the dribble. He's shooting 3-pointers. So if he puts on too much weight, then his body can't sustain that because it's like trying to put weight on the ends of a long pole, right? Eventually it's just going to break it. So I think he has to stay lean. He
prefer to play power forward rather than center. They say he's a power forward.
Okay, so then he's a stretch power forward. But they only put him at power forward because of his height.
7'5", yeah. All right, wrap us up, Reg. We talking
I was trying to, and then you started a whole other thing. So, all right, man. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We had a lot of fun. We've been missing in action for a while. There's been a lot going on, but we're back. And yeah, so if you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. We're going to keep doing it, and we hope that you keep coming back. So with that being said, that's Sal Kalani, and I'm Reggie Steele. And this is Spitballin'.